You highlight examples of consultants who moved beyond common plateaus. What surprising lesson from these stories would you caution most people against copying despite its apparent success?
The way that I'd answer this is like, what are you optimizing for? Are you optimizing for, an empty calendar piece, or are you just going for stacking wealth, making like money and sacrificing potentially like your time with your family, time with your loved ones, and like health in the process? What is important to you? Because I've learned this lesson myself, right? And what I had when I was building my agency at the start of this year, I remember we'd hit like a revenue high at the time, right? Like we'd hit $60,000 a month. And I had this huge team. I had a team of 10 perms, 5 contractors, and I was stressed to bits. My investors asking me, what was the end of year, like profit and loss sheet was going to look like, how much dividend were they going to be able to get them. They weren't putting pressure on me. I love Alex and the guys at OnFollow Group. They're great, but it was just a different structure to what I was used to. And at that period of time, like I started to have literally health anxiety around, was this the business I was wanting? And I just lost my love for what I was building. And I just remember there was a time in December where I was just sat there with my girlfriend being like, is this what I want? And then in that moment when we hit that 60K and I asked my accountant how much money we made, and he basically goes, yeah, like you took home $4,000 last month. I was like, fuck. I was stressed to bits. And I was like, this is the classic path to scaling a business that experts in service business come up against. The sort of route between, hey, stick or twist. Shall I build this huge team and sacrifice my margins for a long-term exit? Or shall I build a lifestyle business? Shall I keep my high margins, keep my empty calendar? And in that moment, it really struck me. It was like, that was the trade-off that a lot of people are sort of having to deal with. And I thought, no, why not have your cake and eat it? And I thought there must be a better way. So over those next 6 months of 2025, I set about transforming my business completely. I went from a team of 15, and then unfortunately, we did have to lose a few people on that way, and we helped them to get roles. But we went from a team of 15 to a team of 4 experts. And that increased our margins from 20% at the time to on our done for you stuff, we're at 50%. And on the consulting work, we are at a full 90% margin. And the result of doing these things in that moment was not only did I optimize towards a business model that became less stressful because it had lower operating expenses, I ultimately took more money home. I got above the plateau that I'd been at for the last 2 years when I was just stuck making 8 to 10K profit a month. And then I really solidly went up to 20, 30, 40, 50K months, and we hit revenue high months as well as it stands, where we made multiple 100K months in those last 4 months. And that, I feel, is the thing that a lot of people don't talk about, is that choice. And I say is you don't have to make that choice. If you become a leverage operator in the age of AI in 2025, moving into 2026, building a lean and mean profitable business is not a pipe dream. It's not something hyperbolic or some part of some marketing messaging bollocks that is unattainable. It is something that you can apply into your business and these fundamentals and principles and systems so that you can have your cake and eat it and have both things at the same time. You can have those high profit revenue months. You can have that time freedom and more empty calendar. You can have working 6 hours a day and have time with your wife, kids, and your loved ones. It's just whether you are willing to make them commit to that step of stepping outside the realms of what everybody else is doing and try something new. And that is what I would tell anybody who is thinking about scaling past those 20K months with that classic playbook, or those 30, 40, 50K months, is the way in which you go about it.